Hi there. Today I'd like to share with you some A.C. Peterson's Caladonian. I've never tried this before today. Generally, I like heavy Englishes, something that's very Latakia forward. And I never really understood the appeal of a mild English because of the fact that I liked the taste and the smell of Latakia. I figured the more the better, and the same goes for Orientals. I like that spicy Oriental scent in the feel. And today, for the first time, I wanted to try something new, so I went to my local tobacconist, Bladder and Bladder, in Montreal, and I saw this on the shelf. I like the look of the tin, so I asked, what's Caladonian? And the tin description reads, Grand Reserve number 466, a classic mixture with a superb balance of Virginia, Latakia, and Oriental tobaccos. Mild to medium, easy to fill, and easy to smoke. So it sounded appealing. I said, okay, well, I'll take a tin of that. Grabbed myself a coffee, went to the park that's near the tobacconist, opened it up, was pleasantly surprised. It's a tin that looks like it's got a nice bit of age on it. I'll show you here. One thing I found very interesting was that the paper insert actually has a quality control number printed right inside of it. So you can already see that there's quite a bit of discoloration on the paper, which is usually a very good indication of some aging. And then I opened it up and I was very surprised to see this motley crew of different cuts of tobacco. It's a loose cut, but you see there's some very big leaf in here. And there's also some quite fine cuts. So it's a nice, I find it very similar to Presbyterian mixture, the cut of it, where you have a lot of different looking cuts. And the tin note was actually quite interesting also. It definitely is not Latakia forward, and it doesn't smell like most of the Orientals that I'm used to. It actually reminded me quite a bit of a nice rich unsweetened Cavendish, but a little mustier. So the musty scent is often from the Perique. But I find it had like a nice semi-sweet, semi-musty smell to it. I loaded it up in my corn cob. Took about 10 minutes or so, slowly puffing away. And I really wasn't sure how I felt about it. So I loaded up a second bowl, and I smoked that and said, I actually quite like this. So I went back and I went to go see if they had some more, and I got another tin just to have sitting around. It'll be here when I'm ready for it. And I'm starting to understand why people would like a mild English. And I'm also starting to understand why sipping is such a highly recommended way of smoking. This Caladonian by A.C. Peterson has a really nice, mild, mellow taste to it. and I'm really quite enjoying it. It's I would say that you're really getting a mixture of the Oriental and Virginia at the front, but a very mild Oriental. Nothing terribly spicy, except I do find that I do get that kind of Oriental slash Perique peppery burn in the nose. As far as I know, there's no Perique in here, but I was thinking there was probably Perique in it at first, because of the tin note and also that peppery feel I was getting, but I guess that's more the Orientals. But they're very subdued. So it's a very nice, delicate, subtle tobacco. It's not what I normally like. I normally like my tobacco to be kind of like a punch in the face, where you know exactly what you're getting, because of the fact I don't have that refined palate. You know, I couldn't really tell you that this is this, you know, this has this in it. I have a hard time distinguishing between the flavors, but I find this might be a very good one to kind of try to improve the palate, because of the fact it's kind of subtle, and I'm actually really quite enjoying it. So if any of you have ever tried A.C. Peterson's Caladonian, please let me know what your thoughts are on it. I had 2 bowls in the park, and then I came home and I figured I have 1 pipe from Bladder and Bladder, which is this little pipe right here, and I find this pipe always delivers the flavor. I don't smoke it all that often, so I'm not getting a lot of carryover flavors from the last tobacco. You know, that one gets rested, you know, probably a good 2 weeks between smokes. So when I really want to taste something, often that's what I go for. I find that's the pipe that really, the flavors really come through. So I loaded up a bowl of that, and I'm liking this stuff more and more. And then I loaded up this little corn cob, because of the fact I've only smoked this maybe once or twice, and that was probably last year, and I wanted to get like a virgin taste, and I'm really liking this stuff. I mean, I've had 4 bowls in the past 3 hours, and it's a keeper. So please, if anybody has ever tried A.C. Peterson's Caladonian Mixture 466, let me know what your thoughts are. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night.